to the locker room earlier tonight. Defending their home court means a lot to this team. And the game arrival, sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. A skyline of Orlando seen here during a gorgeous sunset. Quite a backdrop for our broadcast tonight. It's that time of the year. Happy holidays, everyone, from 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some mid-season NBA action. We'll watch the Orlando Magic in this one as they go up against the Philadelphia 76ers. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Embiid.
He's really made that a focus of his game these past few years, and it's paid big-time dividends for him. He's become a much better rebounder, and it's increased his value as a player by leaps and bounds.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, Aaron Gordon is progressing as a shooter. He said, what I've done is connected my three, my pull-up, and my free throw. They're all the same shot now. I'm going to keep trusting my skill, and eventually it'll all come together. With my motor, I feel like whatever I'm doing out there, I can just keep going and going. Kevin?
Tremendous athleticism. Thanks, D.A. Clark, I'm so familiar with when you played and you were dominant in the post, and that's the same for a few players I know you admired tonight.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, it's much harder now to consistently score inside because teams defensively are so much quicker to double team you and get the ball out of your hands if you're a good low post scorer.
They read defensively well, and they rotate Clark so quickly. I'm always amazed at that.
Fast and hard.
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. In the backcourt, Simmons and Richardson. Harris and Embiid together in the middle. And it's Thibault in at the 3. And for the Magic, at the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Fultz and Ross pair up to make the backcourt. And it's Fournier in at the small forward. The pass to Harris. Back to Simmons. And the layup is good.
Outstanding focus that time by Simmons. Nothing really rattles this guy. He's unflappable, even when he's getting bodied by the defense like that.
Now here's Fultz. Vucevic trying to get open. Fultz, no good. Harris against Gordon. Here's Embiid. That one rolling around and rims out. On offense, here are the Magic. Here's Fultz. Outside Fournier. Passes to Gordon. Back to Fournier. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Scoring efficiency was an issue in that one. Took them too many shots to get their points.
Yeah, and I think they just seem to be a page behind, a step slower out there all game.
Here are the Magic now. 4-point game. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And it's in there.
The penetrating game, the ability to get inside off the dribble, very important for this team. And Fournier is brilliant when it comes to slicing up the defense with his drive.
Now here's Simmons. He's coming off a 25-point game against Milwaukee. Back to Harris, over Gordon. Offensive rebound, and out of bounds as the Magic will gain possession. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Tipped away and stolen by Simmons. Here's the lob for Harris. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
You know, for a big guy, Joel Embiid's floor awareness is pretty impressive. He does a pretty good job of finding open guys.
The Magic have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Here's Fournier. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Embiid, no good. Orlando, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. For 3, Ross drains it from beyond the arc.
And that's where Ross has been most efficient, raining it off the catch. Love it.
Now here's Simmons, guarded by Fultz. And Simmons kicks to Embiid. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Now here's Fultz. 9 points last game out. Pass to Ross. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And the 6'7" swingman, Terrence Ross, the number 8 pick out of Washington.
Well, you know, the shooting and leaping ability of Ross, phenomenal. I mean, I think the defensive end is where he can solidify his game and really improve. He's got all the tools, though, to be an excellent two-way player.
And he makes the first.
You know, the Magic last year, they hired Steve Clifford as head coach. He's known for his defensive systems, and they allow the 5th fewest points in the league, and they're 6th in block shots. So defense clearly much improved for them.
And both free throws good for Ross. And the Magic also have the personnel to have a great defense.
You know, you really have to have athleticism and length to be a really good defensive team, and then the willingness to play at that end of the floor. Clifford inherited a roster with that kind of makeup.
Now here is Harris, hoping to put that miserable performance against Milwaukee behind him tonight. Shot clock at 6. Here's Thibault. The shot, no good. And Orlando the other way now. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
Yeah, lots of sloppy play in that one. Several key miscues. They just couldn't overcome the mistakes.
Well, you know, you got to take care of the basketball. Hopefully they learn from that game and are better going forward.
Now here's Fultz. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Here's Richardson, and it's Richardson slamming it down.
And Embiid has an excellent feel for the game, including how and when to pass the ball.
Fultz with the ball. This is to Gordon. Pass to Ross. From downtown. Another miss by Orlando.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Now Simmons. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game. 6 to shoot. And stolen by Gordon. Fournier with the ball. Outguarded by Simmons. Ross with a wide open look. Another miss by Orlando. And here's Embiid. He'll bring it up for the 76ers. Here's Thibault. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That's on Evan Fournier. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the 76ers.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
And he knocks down the first one. Players are sure racking up a lot of miles, Clark. A lot of games, a lot of flights, a lot of late nights, early mornings. But in some ways, it must be easier these days than it was, say, 20 years ago when you were playing.
It's easier now than it was when I played. I mean, we had commercial flights and 6 a.m. flights. These guys now actually have charter services. Heck, I often think that the guys before me had it much worse than I did. So it's all relative. But clearly, it's hard, it's demanding, but they also have the very best of care in getting to and from the cities across the league.
Now, here's Fournier. He's coming off a 10-point game against Chicago. Clock at 4. Ross passes to Fultz. He can't get that one to fall. Simmons with the defensive effort. Here's Thibault. Rebound by the Magic. Home court didn't seem to help any last time they met. We'll see if it makes a difference this time.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
And it really was the turnovers that fueled the blowout. I mean, a lot of questionable, poor decisions by them with the ball. And when that happens, you can get blasted.
Richardson, no luck. The Magic trail by 6. Fournier, that's for 2. Misses, and the dry spell continues. Harris outside. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Harris has got his second basket of the game.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Here's Fultz. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. To the middle. And it's Gordon finishing it off.
Really like the quick decision-making of Fultz there, Kevin. Excellent at surveying the floor for the open teammate.
And Simmons kicks to Harris. Back to Simmons. Richardson for 3. A fresh 14 for Philadelphia. Feeds to Embiid. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Embiid's got 7.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Orlando's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here.
Well, you look at the career of Tobias Harris, and boy, he's bounced around a bit. Has never slowed his development or production, though. You put him anywhere, and he'll find a way to help his team.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Kem Birch comes in for Aaron Gordon. Al Farouk Aminu, he's checked in for Terrence Ross. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Markelle Fultz. Now here is Augustine. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Chicago. Fournier finds Bamba. Can't connect from short range. And with Harris, he's been moved so many times. You know what, Greg? You forget he's still quite young.
Yeah, I mean, he really is just starting to enter what should be the prime of his career. Has improved every offseason and is a great rebounder and scorer.
The shot by Birch, no good.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And this summer, a 5-year, $170 million max contract extension for Ben Simmons. The Sixers didn't want to give him any cause to look elsewhere. A great talent, but the hope with that kind of money is that he'll develop that jump shot.
That's good from Simmons.
Well, you look at Ben Simmons and that great body of his and the skills of a guard. That is an incredibly unique combination.
Now here is Augustine. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Clock at 6. The Magic need to get a shot off here. Bamba's shot is off. And Clark standing 6'10". Has there ever been a player Ben Simmons' size or bigger who could handle and pass like this?
I really don't think so, Kevin. Obviously, LeBron is 2 inches shorter and probably 15 pounds heavier. Giannis is more of a scorer than a passer and facilitator. Magic Johnson was the first of the true 6'8"-ish point guards. He might be the closest when you look at Ben Simmons, but man, he's special because of that size and passing ability. Boy, just not scoring with the efficiency he'd like to. Tough quarter for him.
Robinson dishes to Simmons. Robinson passes to Horford. Over Aminu. And Bamba pulls it down.
You know, sometimes making it difficult for him to finish at the rim is all you can ask for from the defense.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
And you know what? That tells the story in a lot of games, guys. And here you go. It's telling the story tonight, too.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
And, you know, that involves pounding it inside, getting as many points as you can right at the rim. That demoralizes the team.
And Orlando has possession. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Augustine finds Fournier, and it's Mohamed Bamba with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's Fournier's specialty, the long-distance bomb that really hand-ties defenses.
The 76ers leading by 10. Simmons looking around. There's the pass to Horford. Shot from 16. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Horford's got his second bucket of the night.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to summon up a little more sense of urgency.
Yeah, they've got to do a little more to disrupt their offensive rhythm, too.
Now here is Augustine. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Bamba. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, you talk about physical gifts for the game. Mo Bamba, a 7-footer with the longest wingspan, 7'9.5", and that gives him a huge spear of influence.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
Well, it definitely was a disappointing part of his game this year. Not the numbers he was hoping for from the stripe.
First free throw is good. But you look at Bamba able to touch the rim while still on the ground. And he gets off the ground pretty well, too.
A good athlete, still getting stronger and developing his feel for the game. But he has something you just can't teach.
Korkmaz, he's checked in for Philadelphia. He's perfect from the line this time.
A top 10 pick in the 2018 draft, Mohamed Bamba. Mo Bamba for short is a terrific athlete and has a great work ethic, too.
Here's Korkmaz. Pass to Scott. The tray. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest. Here's Aminu. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead.
Yeah, nice vision from the little fella there, Augustine, making it easy for his teammates by finding the open man.
Simmons against Augustine. Pass to Korkmaz. At the elbow, Horford. Inside. And Simmons gets it to go on the assist by Horford. And that's now 7 points for Ben Simmons. 1:03 left to play in the first quarter. Augustine against Simmons. And Augustine kicks to Bamba. There's the dish to Aminu. Pass to Augustine. Good work defensively by Horford.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Now the pass to Simmons. Back to Horford. Puts one up from 19. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 4 assists now tonight. And here's Fournier. He brings it up for the Magic. Down by 12. The Magic shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And that one falls for Fournier.
And Fournier is highly skilled, a crafty European talent who's really fearless when it comes to shooting the basketball.
Jonathan Isaac, he's checked in for Orlando. And good on the second, so he makes them both. There's 21 seconds left in the first. Outside, Simmons. Horford up top. Passes it to Korkmaz from deep three-point range. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers going into the break with a 10-point lead. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We'll return shortly. A native of Cameroon, Joel Embiid talks about making a quick transition to the United States.
Not knowing English, obviously at the beginning it was a little bit hard to express myself. Obviously I can speak English perfectly now, so that's a plus, and I'm just being myself.
And that unique sense of humor, Greg, is a specialty of Embiid's.
He's a fun-loving guy who's become a must-follow on social media. And the transition he's made has been remarkable.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And what stands out to you guys from the 76ers in this one?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Horford is out there with Kyle O'Quinn. Then there's Scott. Then it's Simmons. And it's Korkmaz at the 2.
Stretches the 4 nicely for a big, versatile. Horford's become a perennial all-star.
The Magic trail by 12.
You know, after the Sixers were knocked out in the second round for the second straight year, there was some speculation, and I think unmerited, whether Brett Brown might be let go as head coach. The players voiced their support and made the decision easier to bring him back, and I think it was the right one. He's done a fantastic job as the leader of the Sixers.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
Guys, it is symbolic of their effort here tonight.
Now here is Augustine. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Aminu against Scott. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And Coach Brown, Clark, captained the ship through some real rough times in the beginning.
And you know, Kevin, I think for that reason and the job he's done here recently, he's earned the right to see this thing through. It's a result-oriented profession. I know that, and I understand it. But this is a team built to contend, and that's the expectation. And I'd like to see Brett Brown have a chance to bring it to full fruition.
And the first one at the line is good. Terrence Ross is checked in for Evan Fournier. He hits both from the stripe. Clark, what would your dream backcourt look like? If you were going to design one, what would it look like?
Well, they'd have good size and athleticism, somewhere in that 6'3" to 6'6" range, and the ability to make plays for themselves and others, and also be very solid at the defensive end. You know, you think about some guys that would fit that bill. I look at a guy like Malcolm Brogdon, who really gives it to you in multiple ways as a backcourt player. And I like the scoring of Damian Lillard.
Agreed. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, for Nick Vucevic, there were some great firsts last season. His son Philip was born in December, and then Dad made his first All-Star appearance. Nick is from a basketball family. He said, "I'll enjoy telling my son the stories, like my dad did with me. We'll see if he likes the game of basketball." I think he will. Kevin?
Well, DA, it's certainly in his genes. Thanks for that report.
You know, if you're defending Isaac, guys, you got to honor his jumper. He's a very capable scorer from there.
Outside, Simmons. Scott the pass to Horford. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Horford's got 12.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Augustine finds Bamba. And it's sent back by Horford. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. Vucevic checked in for the Magic. Embiid, he's checked in for the 76ers. Tobias Harris comes in for Mike Scott. Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
And we come back to it again and again. If you're just looking at points and rebounds, you really miss Al Horford's impact. It goes way deeper than the box score.
Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for Orlando. Fultz comes in for DJ Augustine. Richardson, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Here's Isaac. The Magic again can't hit. And some detractors have looked at Horford's stats, and Greg, they said he's not an all-star. Even Sports Talk Radio calling him average Al.
Nonsense. I mean, still a great defender, efficient scorer, elite passer as well for a big man. Then you get to his leadership. Big Al is the total package.
Here's Fultz. 76ers getting the bucket. Now here's Ross. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field.
Man, I love seeing Ross finish at the basket like that. Even when the defense is up into him, he focuses, concentrates, and stays with the shot.
Now here's Richardson. He has 6. Horford double team. Richardson finds Embiid. To the paint, just 5 to shoot. That shot missing. Great D that time from Vucevic. And here is Isaac. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Pass to Ross. And here's Vucevic. Over Harris. And it's Vucevic missing. Here is Harris. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. Right block shot. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
You know, guys, it's crazy to think that Joel Embiid once considered quitting the game. I mean, his first practice at Kansas, a senior dunked on him so hard he went to the coach and said, maybe I should get out of this stuff. Luckily, the coach talked him down, and now we see one of the best in the league.
Shoot 2.
And the first one drops. And some real adversity for Joel Embiid after leaving Kansas. Foot injuries costing him the first 2 years Clark of his career. And then, back in Cameroon, the tragic passing of his beloved brother.
Yeah, that's a hard road to hoe, and adversity oftentimes, while painful, can steel us for the promised land or positive outcomes. And, you know, Embiid really driven by his goal to inspire others in Africa to make a better life, and that drove him to be where he is now.
Now here's Fultz. No points in the game yet for him. Back to Ross. From deep. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Embiid's got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first.
Now here's Isaac. After the miss from Joel Embiid. Ross against Harris. Pass to Vucevic. Ross in the corner. This one for 3. In the hoop for his 4th field goal. 4 for 7 shooting and looking for more. The 76ers leading by 8. Richardson with it. 9-point game his last outing. And there's the pass to Embiid. Fires the three. But he gets it back. Goes back up. To the inside. Horford. And finished off by Horford.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Isaac misses.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
Al Richardson. He's got 6. Passes it to Harris from the arc. The shot misses. The Magic go the other way with it. And following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Bucks in Milwaukee. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip.
And, you know, Fultz has great control on these floaters. Not an easy shot, but he makes it look easy.
Here's Richardson. Markelle Fultz making his last shot. Richardson dishes to Embiid. And they double up Embiid. Inside. Puts it up from 12. Harris misses.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
Here's Isaac. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Here's Richardson. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. Pass to Korkmaz. Fades back. That one goes. Count it. 10 points for Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid has a nice shooting touch and does not lack for confidence and seems to be getting better in the mid-range area.
Fultz kicks to Isaac. Gordon against Horford. And it's sent back by Horford. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Horford. The Magic making a switch here. Birch is checked in. Here's Vucevic. Tries again. And Embiid with the block.
You look at this combination of reach and timing, it makes Embiid a superb shot blocker.
And that one's good. Thibault.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And it's Fultz with the ball for Orlando. It's a 10-point game.
And there's been some turnover in the Philly front office, but through it all, some bold moves.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, guys. First, the process, and we heard a lot about that as they were stockpiling draft picks and losing a lot of games. It was maybe the most drastic rebuild in NBA history, at least as I can recall. Then new leadership in Elton Brand, who's done an outstanding job pushing all their chips into the middle to go for it. Great credit to him for not sitting back. In both cases, a plan and a direction, and that's what you want from your organization.
Evan Fournier's checked in for Terrence Ross. The 76ers leading by 10. Richardson attacking. And Embiid, the bucket on the assist by Richardson. Embiid's got 12 points in the game.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they had.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
Well, what's not to like about Joel Embiid? A physical specimen at over 7 feet tall, all the skill in the world, and a personality made for stardom.
And it's never too early to start looking at our contenders for this year's dunk contest. There's no doubt it'll be a terrific showdown of some of the game's best athletes.
And it seems like each year the bar keeps getting set higher. I mean, more props, crazier concepts to the competition, the level of dunks. I think this is going to be a good one.
You look at Simmons. Some might say he's a long shot at this point, but you never know.
Hey, stranger things have happened, and we'll just have to wait and see.
So there you go. And as it's looking, this year's dunk contest is shaping up to be a fantastic competition. We'll keep you updated on the voting.
No doubt it's going to be a good one, Kevin. We've got players on that list who'll do things that you didn't even think were possible.
You talk about Embiid's personality, whether it's on the court or through social media. Greg, he's not shy speaking his mind.
One of the best trash talkers in the league. He doesn't hold back, but it's never personal. He's embracing the spirit of competition. Well, they say the post-up big man is dead and gone in the NBA, but don't tell that to Nikola Vucevic. An offensive focal point, and he does some of his best work on that low block.
And you look at the footwork of Vucevic inside, his moves and counter moves, terrific.
Shades of Kevin McHale, and that's something he's continued to develop in the pros, a response to defenders who often surpass him athletically.
Now here's Richardson. He has 6. He feeds it to Embiid. Can't hit that one. Great D that time from Vucevic. The Magic trail by 13. Now here's Fultz. It's hauled in by Richardson.
Well, you will not see that from him very often, especially right at the rim.
Got a piece of it. Robinson passes to Thibault. And that one drops. Thibault's got 6 here in this quarter.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Now here's Fournier. Defense is right there. 6 on the shot clock. The Magic again can't hit. And the 76ers with possession. They're on a 10-1 run. Richardson, and a slam dunk by Richardson.
Yeah, that's good vision from Harris. I mean, he draws so much attention himself, so he's become a capable passer.
Orlando's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Pass to Fournier. Fires from deep. And it's Joel Embiid with the rebound. Embiid's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
You know, even after the trade from the Clippers to the Sixers, he continued to produce. I mean, everybody figured that Tobias Harris would have a good season last year heading into free agency, and he didn't disappoint.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And Harris, with his strong play last season, got a big payout because of it.
Yeah, and I think he earned it. And he'll continue to work hard to live up to the contract. But more importantly, I think he wants to be the best he can be, and that'll be his focus. And he'll have to adjust to teams adjusting more to trying to slow him down.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Aminu comes in for Gordon. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Fultz. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Fournier dishes to Augustine. 6 to shoot. And the foul on Glenn Robinson. That is his first foul of the game. And Philadelphia making a change here. Scott's checked in. 1:25 left to play here in the half. Here's Fournier. Not enough on that one as it misses.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Now here is Robinson. Here's Thibault. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Milwaukee.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And it's the Magic with the ball after the Sixers pick up 2. They need this. Fournier's shot is off.
No doubt the quarter just not going his way. Still scoreless.
Here's Robinson. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Evan Fournier.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good. Robinson.
A big X factor for the Sixers, I think, will be the development of Ben Simmons' jump shot. He's got to become at least a threat as a perimeter shooter if they're going to have a chance to win it all.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. 40 seconds left now here in the second. And here's Augustine. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Fournier's shot is off.
And he's still scoreless in the quarter. They might need to go to a plan B to help him get his confidence.
Bucket is good.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
They need this one. And no good on the last second attempt this time. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Philadelphia ahead, just dominating this one. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Clifford. What was the biggest problem for your guys in the first half?
Well, you know what? We're a defensive team first, and we've been good defensively. We've been organized. We weren't that in that first half, and that's what we got to concentrate to get the game going back our way.
See if you revert back to your form in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. Al Horford putting in some incredible work tonight. He had 14 points, 2 block shots, and 1 assist. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, they were completely in rhythm shooting the basketball. Just watching the flow of their offense, everything clicked into place. Fantastic shot selection. They took advantage of everything the defense gave them.
Shaq, what'd you think about Orlando?
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow way too high a percentage to be shot against them. Not really showing any energy on defense. No discipline. Look at their faces, Ernie. Do they even want to be here?
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Al Horford has been sensational.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's doing exactly what he has to do. Using his body, shaking off contact, and then finishing at the rim.
And it's Fultz with the ball for Orlando. Fultz and Ross pair up to make the backcourt. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. And it's Fournier in at the 3 slot. Fultz is out there for Orlando. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play. That'll put Aaron Gordon on the line. That one on Harris. And you remember when Aaron Gordon came into the league, Clark, some question whether he had the size to play the power forward position. Not anymore.
Yeah, you take a look at what's important at that position. It's about mobility, versatility, and skill set. And he certainly fits the bill nicely there. He can defend the 3 or even some 4 positions and brings a lot of energy at both ends.
Zone defense, Clark, being played now by a lot of teams. It's amazing that even with that, the point totals just continue to rise.
And you know what? I attribute the point totals continuing to rise to a couple of things. One, the volume of three-point shots that are being taken. And I think teams are playing at a little faster pace universally. You don't see as much walking the ball up the floor as I think you may have seen in years past.
Now here's Fultz, guarded by Simmons. Fultz, the pass to Fournier. Shot clock at 5. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Richardson attacking. For 3, Harris. But they'll get another chance. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Here's a look at the schedule for the Magic. On Saturday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the Milwaukee Bucks. Then on Monday, the Atlanta Hawks coming to town. That will tip off a homestand for them.
And that game against the Wizards, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
The free throw drops for Embiid.
The big man is so skilled and has such an infectious personality. Joel Embiid is hard not to love. I mean, he just oozes that kind of attraction. And his potential, unlimited.
And Embiid drops them both. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Fultz looking around. It's Fournier on the wing. Knocked loose. And so it looks like the Magic will retain possession here.
Yeah, and checking out some stats here for Ben Simmons. His last 10 games have been exceptional. Averaging about 15 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season the Magic broke a 6-season playoff drought. Nick Vucevic was the franchise's first All-Star in 7 seasons. It's been a long rebuild from the Dwight Howard era. We'll see where the team goes from here, but Kevin, they're happy to just be playing games that matter night in and night out.
All right, thank you very much, David. Two minutes into the second half of play now. And the pass to Harris. Over Gordon. And the basket by Harris. Harris has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the 3rd.
Passes it to Fournier. Looking to get back on track here. Rebound by the 76ers.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
And up the court come the Magic on the break. The offensive rebound. Fultz, no good.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game. And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Three minutes gone now in the third quarter. And stolen by Simmons. And there's the feed to Harris. And stolen by Gordon. Now here's Fultz, guarded by Simmons. Fultz kicks to Vucevic. Gordon with no one around. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
He has to make that one. I mean, you have to make the defense pay when they slough off of you like that.
Richardson outside. The turnaround. No good. In and out off the rim.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Here's Fournier. Vucevic trying to get open. The shot's good from Fournier. Fournier's got 11 points.
And I like the size that Fournier has as a shooting guard. Actually, great size. I mean, he's more than ready to take advantage of that when the opportunity presents itself.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
And here's Embiid. He'll bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers.
And you talk about the best defensive head coaches in the league. Steve Clifford has to be on that short list.
I would agree with you, partner. I mean, his teams play hard, they play smart, they play with discipline, and that usually is a reflection of the coach, and a good one. Any good offensive player should have a shot fake in his arsenal, and Fultz does. Has a nice, strong foundation in the fundamentals. Finds easy ways to get himself to the line.
Shooting 2.
He's off on the first. And the number 1 pick in 2017, Markelle Fultz out of Washington, 6'4". Clark, you think he's more of a point guard or a 2?
Well, at Washington, Kevin, I thought he showed the ability to score and assist at a high level. Coming out of college, I thought he had a chance to be really dynamic in both areas. Time will tell if that's the case, but I think playing the point could take some of the pressure off of his shot as he regains confidence in that part of his game.
And Clark, when you look at how the game has changed, if you were entering the league today, how would you reshape your skill set?
Well, the biggest part would be expanding my shooting range. I was a good shooter at the time that I played, but would need to expand it, and was just starting to stretch out my shooting to the three-point line. And then also defensively, be a little more committed to that end of the floor, really working to get better there. But ball handling, passing, scoring, rebounding, those were things that I did pretty well.
Here's Isaac. Another miss by Orlando.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
It's rebounded by Fultz. Orlando's going 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. To the middle. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That's on Ben Simmons.
And, Isaac is not afraid of a little contact. When he's shooting, he looks for contact.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
Shooting 2.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
That free throw, no good.
And, after a drought of 6 years, the Magic made the playoffs last season. Won 4 straight at the end to grab the 7th seed.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Robinson's checked in. And he's good on the second. Clark, you look at Orlando's breakout season. They won 42 games after winning just 25 the season before.
And you look at the roster, lots of length. And you really have to love their young nucleus. A lot of good players that are getting better. I think these guys are really just scratching the surface of their potential.
Fultz, and it's blocked by Simmons.
Yeah, with great recognition, awareness, and body control. Simmons can get up for blocks.
And now let's take a look at a breakdown of this season's best rebounding point guards. Ben Simmons is second.
And it may not be the first thing you think about, but if you look at a lot of the all-time great point guards, their rebounding, that nose for the basketball is a big part of their game.
Absolutely. I mean, that's no coincidence. The ability to have an impact everywhere on the floor, not just on the perimeter. I think that's what separates a lot of the great point guards from the good ones.
The first free throw is good.
And so much for the Sixers is predicated on Joel Embiid's health. Do they need to restrict his minutes in the regular season to keep him ready for that playoff run?
Well, we've had all of this conversation about load management and managing the minutes of your key players, and Embiid with his Injury history would certainly be a candidate for that. But we also saw what the Raptors did last season with Kawhi Leonard, so maybe the Sixers take a page out of the Raptors book in that regard.
And a not-so-bright spot for the Magic last season. Too many mistakes.
Well, that comes with a young roster, guys. You know that. There's no way to gain experience other than through time and repetition. These guys are still learning, refining their games, but I think the trade-off is worth it because the future is really bright. Well, you know what I like to say, persistence pays, and with Gordon, he's the kind of guy who just does not rest on the glass.
Richardson finds Simmons. It's Richardson on the wing over Ross. Richardson, no luck.
Boy, he knows he should have knocked that one down, especially with the defense not giving much of an effort.
And he makes that one. And that's now 11 points for Aaron Gordon.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
Harris outside. Back to Simmons. Over Augustine. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Simmons got 9 points.
With Simmons, the closer, the better. I mean, he's confident from this area of the floor.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
Boy, the Sixers have come a long way in a short period of time. I mean, 2 years after finishing as the 4th worst team in the league, guys, they came within a few points of making the Eastern Conference Final.
For the Magic, Mohamed Bamba comes in for Nikola Vucevic. And it's Aminu in for Jonathan Isaac. Then for the 76ers, Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Harris. And it's Scott in for Josh Richardson. And the Sixers team has championship aspirations. Clark, can they make it out of the East, you think?
Yeah, I think this Sixers team, guys, is very much capable of being an Eastern Conference champion. I mean, we forget about all the midseason trades they had a season ago. They didn't have a lot of time to ferment and gel. I think with a full season, training camp and a full season, with the players they have, they're going to be a force in the East for several years.
Clark, the NBA gives out so many awards at the end of the season. Is there an award missing that you'd like to see?
You know what? I think they've got the bases covered really well with the number of awards they give out, Kevin, but I would like to perhaps see consideration given to a sophomore campaign award. That would be kind of cool because sometimes the Rookie of the Year, at least recently, has been a little cloudy because a rookie had been in the league a year, Ben Simmons, case in point, and then was counted. It was actually technically his second year, but his first year of playing. So a sophomore award might be something worth adding to the list.
That's a great idea. Ken Burge has checked in for Aaron Gordon. And both free throws good for Ross. Simmons with it. He's got 9. Feeds it to Horford. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And Greg, Al Horford over the summer opting out of a contract with Boston, the final year with the Celtics. A bit of a surprise to fans.
You know, Horford said he wanted to test free agency. Talks between him and Boston abruptly ended, was wooed by several teams, but ultimately signed on with the Sixers.
The first one falls.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime? Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
And Al Horford drops them both.
You know, he was the third pick in the 2007 NBA draft, guys. Horford won 2 college championships at Florida back-to-back before entering the league.
And stolen by Simmons. Scott, good.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And, you know, you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
And so it's Augustine who will bring it up for Orlando. Unable to get that one. Simmons with the defensive effort.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. Two free throws for Aminu. And it's the 76ers with the ball. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That'll be the second on the road in the midst of this long 4-game road stand. Good.
Well, Simmons has what I call see-ahead vision. I mean, he sees a play ahead, and he's a great passer.
Now Augustine still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Pass to Birch. Here's Bamba. O'Quinn defending. And the dunk by Bamba.
I think this speaks to Mamba's mobility, guys. He's showing how dangerous he can be when given space to operate.
Philadelphia leading by 22. It's stolen. Fast break. Here come the Magic. Augustine with the ball. They get it again. Pass to Birch. He kicks to Bamba. 5 on the clock. Here's Augustine. Bamba passes to Augustine. Missed it, even after all those chances.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Pulls up. Here's Bamba. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And quickly, let's look at the numbers for Ross, averaging 13 points per game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And there isn't much to write home about with his numbers. I think he'd like to up his contribution.
Take a break.
Yeah, but you got to earn that chance. I mean, you get what you earn. His numbers are fine, but he's not going to get a lot more floor time unless he turns it up a notch.
And that one falls for Bamba.
Well, you know, he started his career with a stress fracture in his left tibia, which cost Mo Bamba some time in his rookie season, but overall, a pretty impressive start for the 2018 number 6 pick.
That one is no good. Clark, you look at Bamba's play thus far. What to you stands out?
Well, the first thing is he's a shot blocker supreme. I mean, he's an elite shot blocker. I think he's got the potential to be a defensive player of the year in time, and also his shooting ability. This guy has a terrific touch for somebody as tall as he is.
The 76ers leading by 21. Down low, here's Horford. Aminu grabs the miss.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assisting.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
Now here's Simmons. 9 points in the game so far. The 76ers again can't hit it. To the paint, here's Birch. Bamba kicks to Birch. Orlando moving the ball around. And it's blocked by O'Quinn. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. And now a glance at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's top assist men over the past 10 games. Ben Simmons third.
And those games have seen him dropping more dimes than you might have thought possible.
Philadelphia dictating the flow. Outside Robinson. Now, here's O'Quinn. Defense right on him. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. Aminu down low. Defended by Scott. Aminu misses. Here's Simmons. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It goes on Mohamed Bamba.
That's what you call being a master of your craft from Simmons. I mean, fooled the entire defense in the paint there.
This is his second trip to the free throw line. That free throw missing.
I like his even-keeled demeanor, guys. You look at Ben Simmons, never too high or too low. He's got a quiet confidence about him that bodes well for his future.
And Orlando making a change here. Fournier is checked in. He hits the second from the line. The Magic trail by 20. Looking to get it going. He's off on that one.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
That's good from Scott. Scott hits them both. Here's Augustine bringing it up now for the Orlando Magic. 32 seconds left in the third. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Good D by Embiid.
Oh, a tough quarter for him offensively. He hasn't been able to give his team a lift when they need it. I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And he makes the first. Fultz, he's checked in for Orlando. That one falls, so he hits both of them. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the third. Now, here's Fournier, guarded closely. Jacks up a three, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Philadelphia, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. And we'll be back with you shortly. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And for the 76ers, they're shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. So on the floor for Philadelphia, the talented combo up front, Horford and Embiid. Then it's Simmons. Then there's Scott, and it's Thibault in at the 2 spot.
He's just stretching him out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
Yeah, especially with the score being what it is. I mean, you got to tighten it up on D.
Aminu misses.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Simmons dishes to Embiid. Aminu grabs the miss. Aminu's got his 5th rebound in this one. Outside Fournier. He feeds it to Fultz. Simmons with the defensive effort.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Here's Fournier. The 76ers getting the bucket. Aminu, no one around him. Hits the three-point bomb.
Yeah, the clever Frenchman. Fournier solid at recognizing when the defense isn't covering one of his teammates.
Simmons passes to Embiid. Shoots over Bamba. And there's Embiid. That's good on the assist by Simmons. And that's now 18 points for Joel Embiid. Now here's Fultz. Guarded by Simmons. And Embiid with the block. Aminu against Scott. Thibault. And that one barely misses as he draws contact. 2 free throws coming up. Hey, Clark, the NBA moved the presentation of the MVP award to after the conclusion of the finals. Do you like that?
Yes and no. I think you have 2 separate awards. You could have a playoff MVP or a finals MVP, which we have. And then you have a regular season MVP. The MVP is for the body of work done during the regular season. So I think there should be a clear separation between the two, quite honestly. So, no, I don't like it.
At least you're honest, Clark. First one falls for him. So a new group on the floor for Orlando. Then for the 76ers, Korkmaz, he's checked in for Horford. And Raul Neto's subbed in for Ben Simmons. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And so it's Carter Williams. He'll bring up the ball for the Magic. To the inside. Hits. Count that one from Ennis.
Boy, I like how Carter Williams spreads the ball around. I mean, he opens up a lot of opportunities for his guys to shoot it.
Ball's knocked loose. Scott kicks to Embiid. And there's the pass to Thibault. Back to Embiid. Over Carter Williams. Orlando grabs the miss. Vucevic has got rebound number 8 now on the night. Here's a 1-2. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. The 76ers have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Korkmaz. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on Vucevic. Clark, the two-way contract, a relatively new invention that gives players time in both the G League and the NBA.
I love it, Kevin, because it's another pathway for those aspiring to be NBA players to have a legitimate shot to make their dream come true. The G League is just a notch below the NBA in terms of overall talent. And so I love the fact that players who desire to be pros can have a pathway to get to the NBA by being part of the G League as well.
And these G League players are having an impact, aren't they? They're making a difference on a lot of teams.
40% of the players in the league have spent some time in the G League,
Isn't
so
that
it
something?
speaks to the impact the G League has on the NBA.
Burks, he's checked in for Philadelphia. So he gets them both. And Orlando has possession. Carter Williams feeling it out a bit. He dishes it to Vucevic, shoots over Scott. Here's Isaac. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
Well, you have to keep Isaac off the boards. I mean, when he's that close to the rim and has good position, he's a threat to grab a bunch of rebounds.
Neto finds Embiid. Shoots over Vucevic, and the shot goes in from Embiid. Embiid's got 6 here in this quarter.
You know, so far he's been dominant this period, making the most of his opportunities.
And it goes out of bounds. And last touch by Carter Williams. The 76ers have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Passes to Embiid. It's stolen by Vucevic. Look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Wandu passes to Carter Williams. Swiped it away. And now Philadelphia on the break. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Clark, should the NBA consider widening the court to even out the value of those corner threes?
You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea, Kevin. But I also like the fact that there's a deep three at the top and on the wing. And then you've got a little shorter three if you can get to that corner. Widening the lane to make that three more in line or symmetrical with the deep three at the top. I kind of like having a short corner three.
I agree with you.
Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
Neto kicks to Burks. Pass to Embiid. And they double up Embiid. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Just 4 to shoot. No problems knocking that one down. Korkmaz has got 6 in the quarter.
Gets the shot he wants. The defense wasn't quite connected enough. They lost contact.
Now here's Carter Williams. He's guarded closely. Pass to Vucevic. Kicks to Ennis. Dishes to Carter Williams. Shot, high post. Bank shot, no good. For Philadelphia, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Burks' shot is good.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Yeah, you know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Magic shooting 40% in the fourth. Now here's Carter Williams. He's guarded closely. The pass to Isaac. But they recover it.
And the offensive.
Are you kidding me? Nasty. All the reach you need to throw it down there. Vucevic making it look easy.
And it's Neto with the ball. He'll bring it up for Philadelphia. Passes it to Korkmaz. Embiid against Vucevic. Embiid kicks to Korkmaz. A shot by Burks. Nobody around. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. A 1-2. That's good.
Way ahead of the field. He can do pretty much whatever he wants.
You know, and not leaving anything to chance either. That's why he takes it right to the bucket.
Here's Neto. Here's Korkmaz. And the 3 off target.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Pass to Isaac. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Yeah, he's going to flush it every time when he's that close to the rim. You can't allow him to get that kind of position.
Here's Neto. Carter Williams covering. Pass to Burks. Takes a 3. Rebound by the Magic. Vucevic has got 11 rebounds in the game. Up the floor. And that one is good. Isaac's got 9 points here in the second half.
Encouraging signs for him after starting the game poorly. He's picked it up here in the second half.
Neto surveying the floor. Now the pass to Scott. Drills it from outside.
And just no excuse, guys, for leaving a shooter like him open beyond the arc.
Now here's Carter Williams. Pass to Ennis. Here's a 1-2. There's the 3. Scott pulls it in. Here's Korkmaz to the middle. Here's Embiid. Lays it up and banks it in. Embiid's got 8 points in the quarter.
Well, you know, there's only so much you can do against Embiid, guys. I mean, he's such a terrifically skilled offensive player with great size. I mean, he plays pretty much through any kind of contact.
Now here's Ennis. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to go on Alec Burks.
And you know what? Very close to a 3-point play right there.
Yeah, he almost got that one down. I mean, those are the kind of aggressive plays coaches love to see.
Shooting 2.
Free throw drops for Ennis. Mark, the max contract didn't exist when you were playing. Is it something that should be up for debate?
Well, it's a function of the economics of the league now, and in theory, there's some reasons why you have max contracts, because a guy has earned that opportunity, a way to keep a star player or a max contract player with the same team, I think is part of the reasoning behind it. I mean, debating it and talking about it is probably something that makes some sense. If you're thinking about getting rid of it, I'm not so sure.
Philadelphia's gotten 3 of their 6 3-pointers to fall here in the 4th. Pass to Korkmaz. A baseline J, and it's sent back by Isaac.
And the suffocating reach of Isaac is tough to overcome, and outshoot excels at getting up and denying shots.
Now here's Carter Williams. And Carter Williams slams it in.
And watch out, you don't bring the whole basket down on top of you, young fella.
I don't think he ever wanted to let go of the rim.
Well, you got to make that moment last. Enjoy it for as long as you can.
Neto finds O'Quinn. Pass to Burks. Launches a 3. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And here is Carter Williams. Over to the left wing. And it's Ennis that time on the assist from Carter Williams. Carter Williams has got 5 assists tonight. Philadelphia's gone 4-7 with the long ball here in the fourth quarter. The pass to Korkmaz. Burks looking around. And it's sent back by Isaac. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here. And the Magic making a change here. Burks is checked in. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Smith is checked in. Shot clock at 6. O'Quinn, the pass to Smith. Second shot opportunity. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That's good from Scott. Clark, it feels like we're seeing more and more of this, but bench celebrations and reactions at both college and pro levels.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? I think it's a outgrowth of the social media platform.
You're right. I agree.
I think there's no question because anything that can be done that's creative and fun is going to find a life on social media and maybe go viral. And guys know that. They're aware. I mean, this generation has grown up with social media, so they understand that they could be seen beyond just the arena if they do something pretty clever.
And you and I are sitting over here watching. We're laughing as much as anybody else, aren't we?
Oh, I'm not denying that it's fun. I love seeing it, actually, but on occasion it does get a little carried away.
Here's Neto. Smith left side. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. The free throw drops for Smith. Smith hits them both. Here's Carter Williams. Clark, at the college level, a coach was recently offered a lifetime contract. Think we'll ever see that in the NBA?
Well, you can't quite say never.
Right.
I said in college basketball, I never thought in my lifetime I'd see a 16 beat a 1 seed.
Right.
So never say never, but it's not going to happen.
Well, but you've got a lifetime contract doing this, so I guess it does happen in some quadrants.
Well, you got information that I don't have.
Here's Neto. Burks on the wing. Rebound by the Magic. Here's a 1-2. There's the feed to Carter Williams. Passes it to Birch. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the 76ers.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And now on the year, this will take them to 28 wins.
And they're going to close them out here for the second time this year. This gives them a season series lead of 2-0 with just 1 game left to play against Orlando.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Joel Embiid.
Well, the defense just couldn't figure him out, and he continued to put it to him.
He's off from 17 feet. Orlando's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Ennis misses. Philadelphia shooting 47% from the floor, getting it done. Neto can't get it to go. Magic shooting 31%, not looking sharp offensively to say the least. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And there's the foul against Philadelphia.
And, you know, Isaac doesn't mess around close to the rim. When he's got good position, he's forcing the defense to foul him.
Shooting 2.
And he can't get the first one.
Well, you know, he's still listed at 6'10", but when you see him standing next to teammates, guys, Jonathan Isaac is clearly taller. By the time he's done growing, he's projected to be a 7-footer or north of that.
And the second free throw, good.
He needed to convert on all of those. Missed opportunities at the line are the last thing they need right now.
40 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Embiid. Shoots over Isaac. Off the left rim and out. Here's Orlando now. Inside. Powered down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
And, you know, Isaac is a versatile player now. He scores in a lot of ways. Can't allow him to get too comfortable.
Here's Neto. Carter Williams covering. Down low, here's Embiid. Birch grabs the board. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that about wraps it up. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. So long.